Hello, everybody in YouTube land. It's me, your girl Rowena. Today's September 9th. It's Monday, and I'm actually off work today because I woke up feeling pretty yucky. Been fighting this cold for a few days, and I just couldn't pull it together. So I thought this would be a good time to catch up with my YouTube vlog. I haven't done a video in a while, and I apologize for my inconsistency. I've just been really juggling a lot of stuff and fighting this cold, and I wouldn't have been able to talk without hacking and coughing anyways for the last few days. So having said that, a few stats really quickly. Uh, I'll be finishing my Kaiser Options class, which is the 12-week course that you're required to go through their bariatric program prior to having surgery. I'll be completing that this coming Friday, the 13th of September. So um, after that, I have one more doctor's appointment, and then I'll meet the surgeon, and hopefully I'll have a surgery date real soon. I've been giving a lot of thought to this whole major life change that I'm about to go through, and uh, how to really get the best results as far as my emotional well-being and my psychological well-being. I mean, obviously, the physical results are going to come regardless. I don't think, there's anything I can do early on to sabotage that effect. You cut out half my stomach, and I could only eat, this much food, or this much food maybe. I'm going to lose weight. I mean, that's a given, right? I'm not able to eat sweets because of dumping syndrome. There's a lot of things I've, been told we won't be able to eat, even if we try to, because our bodies will reject it. So the weight's going to come off regardless. It's more of uh, the emotional restructuring and the psychological restructuring that I'm focusing on. You know, the thing is, like, hindsight is always 2020, and that's really the subject of this video. Uh, I'm gonna call this video, the vertical sleeve do-over. And what I mean by that is anyone over 15 years old can look back in their life and say, wow, if I had known then what I know now, I probably would have done this or that or the other thing in a different way. And that, of course, is called hindsight. And, of course, hindsight is 2020. It's easy to be a Monday afternoon quarterback. It's easy to, say, well, if I could do this over, I'd do it this way. Well, yeah, you have more life experience, you have more knowledge, you have more information. As far as weight and health issues are concerned, for me, and now I'm going to bring this in to the personal place. For me, I grew up in a world where there were no gyms on every corner. People didn't go to the gym. I think the only connection to the gym was for a person who was, say, an athlete, boxer or some kind of a specific athletic uh, activity that a person was involved in. That's the person that would go to the gym. And you might have one or two of those in every neighborhood, but generally speaking, there weren't, Bally's, LA Fitness, commercials about going to the gym, working out, treadmills, any of that stuff. It was, I'm sure it existed, but it didn't exist in the consciousness of the average person. Um, at least not in the world I grew up in. I mean, maybe that's not the case for other people my age, but that's my experience. And so going to the gym was never something I thought about. PE class in school, everybody did PE, and for what it's worth, a lot of us ditched the class. We didn't want to dress in those goofy shorts in front of the boys. But it wasn't about physical exercise. It was about social, whatever, or just the class that we had to take. Again, I've mentioned in my former videos, I grew up in a very southern influenced home, and everything was about food. And love is about food. Grieving when someone dies, everybody brings food. When we celebrate with food. When we're mourning, we mourn with food. So it's like there is no life experience or events or holiday or interactions that don't have food as not just a part of, but kind of like the cornerstone that everything else is built upon. And I really can see that so clearly now, which it seemed normal to me all my life, and I never really thought about it because that's just the norm. But now looking back, I can see how the patterns were developed, and how not paying attention and being consciously aware and in touch with my behaviors and my eating patterns and why I ate and when I ate. Like I was talking to my girlfriend yesterday, and I said, one of the things I'm going to find most challenging after this surgery is finding something to do with my hands. I don't smoke anymore, so a lot of times where I would have been smoking, that's dead space. And I've realized now that I've kind of filled that with not really eating, but oral fixation behavior. Gum, mints, sunflower seeds, Starburst, and in my head, it's just a little whatever. But those little whatevers add up. Of course they do. And again, it's the action. It's the action of eating. It's not even what you eat. What if I were eating just 0-calorie jicama squares? And that's it. It's just the point that I feel the need to do this. And this is what I need to stop doing and learn how to do other things. Which obviously every minute of the day you can't be out doing something major. I mean, we're talking about every day of a person's life. 10 o'clock at night, you're laying in front of the bed. Laying on the bed in front of the TV, or where you normally be, eating some popcorn or maybe popping some grapes or whatever. Well, my stomach's not going to allow me to do that because it won't hold it. So what am I going to do? Well, draw, journal, read, learn to crochet maybe. I mean, why not, right? Be more technologically savvy because I could play with my gadgets, that I have. And I have to think of some more things, and I guess I'll discover them as I go. But this level of awareness only comes from hindsight. And now I'm going to bring this back to the hindsight point that I wanted to make. Hindsight is always 20/20, but it's very rare that we get to reach a point in our lives. It's unheard of for me. I've never had the opportunity to reach a point in my life where I can say in hindsight, I would have done this or this differently, and I see how I would have had a better outcome. That's awareness. But I've never had the opportunity to apply that full on and get a do-over. And that's the gift of this surgery for me. I get a do-over. I get to take all the information, the knowledge, the awareness, the life experience that I have obtained up until this point. And once I have the surgery, I get to take all of that and now apply it to my newly reset physical body. So I get to do this over. I get to take all the knowledge from the first, 3 quarters of my life and apply it to the final quarter of the game of life, and not fall into the traps, because I know where the traps are now, and it's an amazing thing for me to come to that realization that I get to do this over. It's such a gift because it doesn't happen very often. I mean, I adore my son. I couldn't ask for a better son. He's awesome in every way. But I can think of things that I, as a mom, could have done better. I could have handled a certain situation better. I could have, dealt with whatever it was in his childhood in a better way. But I don't get to do that over because he's an adult now. So, yeah, I'm aware of it, but it doesn't really bring much, much reward with the awareness. But I do get to do this over with my body. I get to do this over. I'll be doing my full body shots really soon, so we can have some befores and afters. I'm at 254 pounds today. I always weigh in somewhere between 250 and 255. Like, that seems to be where my body's stuck. No matter what I do, I fall in that range, and it's been like that for, I don't know, over a year now. And the whole menopause thing and the metabolism, and it's just like everything combined together. I'm coming up on 10 minutes, and I really don't want to drag this out because I don't want you guys to get bored of me. You know, this is a very special thing for me, and I value it, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do something like this on, such a uh, awesome venue that can reach, however many people happen to stumble across my, my videos. So I guess that's all I'm going to say for today. I'm back on track. I'm going to try to be more consistent again. I'm definitely going to be more consistent once I have the surgery. I mean, I'll be checking in on the regular because I really want to help anyone that's coming in where I was this time 6 months ago to have some information about the process prior to, during, and then of course I follow a lot of people that are now post-op, and it's a huge deal for me. So having said that, I just want to say everybody have a great week. Um, I wish blessings and awesomeness for you for the week. And I guess that's it for now. I just got out of the shower. My hair is dripping all down the back of my neck. Oh, trying to feel a little bit cooler. I'm so hot. So another thing I'm looking forward to getting rid of this weight. One lady who's a good friend of mine now. She's post-op like 8 weeks, and she says that she hasn't had any, intense hot flashes and stuff. And I'm so looking forward to that, because I'm just hot all the time. It seems like no matter what I do, I'm hot all the time. And there's other things about this extra weight that's just so annoying. The sweating and uncomfortableness and the feeling, bulky where you can't really move good and just ick. So I've rambled enough. You guys have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.